Hello dear students. Today I am Vidya, this Vidya School online classes. We are going to start our next topic in standard 8 science in the chapter number 17, our universe, and that will be the other planets that we are discussing in the previous lectures. But going on to that, let us take a brief preview on what we have already finished in this chapter. So far in this chapter we have learned about the basic definitions regarding the celestial objects. We have learned that what is the space. We have also learned that what is the solar system, and then afterwards we have seen how to memorize all the planets in sequence. Okay, and afterwards we have started the basic informations regarding the all the planets, where we have studied about the Mercury's planet. So in today's lecture we will be starting the another 6 planets or 7 planets that are pending in our solar system. So we will be discussing on that, and also in previous lecture we have seen the sun, and we have expanded the suns that it is a star, and it consists the 6000 degree Celsius temperature into his surface. It gives the sunlight, then that will be much necessary to our humankind, and that's why we are living on the earth. So and afterwards we have started the planets, in which we have started the Mercury's planet. So we can say that Mercury is the smallest planet in this universe. So we'll go to there, and afterwards we will discuss that what are the different types of planet, and we will see some of the animations and some of the informations regarding that planets. Okay, so we'll begin and we'll revise whole chapters that already we have finished. So these are the stars and the solar system consists. These are the basic definition in this universe. We have seen the celestial objects, and we have seen the solar system, and we have memorized how to remember the 8 planets name, in which we have categorized the planets into the 3 planets category. We have seen that how to memorize our planet in our solar system, that the Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto. So this is the sequence where you can follow and you can memorize the whole 8 planets or 9 planet system. Another alternative methods to remember the planets in the sequence are available on the internet. So you can find it from there, but I generally prefer this method, where we are considering these 3 planets into the sequence, and where we are including also the Pluto planet, and afterwards you can remove it from our solar system. Okay, these are the types of galaxies that we have seen in these Milky Way galaxies, and we have seen the sun's basic information. Okay, we have started the planets, in which we have started and we have finished the terrestrial planets and the Jovian planet. So I already told you in the previous lecture that the planets lies before the Mars orbit is called as the terrestrial planets, and whether the planets are presented or it will be further going to the Mars orbit, they are after the Mars orbit, they are decided as the Jovian planets. Also we have categorized these terrestrial planets into the Mercury, Venus, Earth and Mars, and into the Jovian planets we are categorized into the Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune. Okay, these are the close to the sun, and these are the far from the sun, because we are so much near to the sun, so we can considering into the terrestrial planets. The Jovian planets are away from the Mars, so we can say that they are the very far away from our sun, because sun is in the center, so all the planets are far away from the sun, and they are generally small in the masses and consist the small radius rather than the Jovian planet, while the Jovian planets have the large masses and the large radius into them. Okay, they are generally takes a slow rotation, and they are take generally fast rotation. Okay, they got no rings into surfaces, while they have the many rings into that. They consist of the few moons, like us we have only consist the one moon, while in the Jovian planets they have the many moons, and we are going to see that what are the different moons they consist in the different sequence. Okay, first we have started the So these are the planets. You can see that sun, moon, sun is a star, moon is the satellite, but afterwards all the things you are seeing here will be called as the planets. So here is the Earth, Mars, Venus or Uranus, Neptune, and we'll discuss that in the. So these are the Mercury's basic information we have seen in the previous lecture, that I have told you already that it is very near to the sun. So temperature difference into the daytime and night time is very much. Like in the daytime it will goes to the 427 degrees Celsius, while in the night time it goes to the minus 173 degrees Celsius. Okay, Mercury has no moon. It is yellowish orange in color. Okay, we have seen the animation in the previous lecture. So if you haven't seen that lecture, please kindly I am giving you information that kindly go to that lecture and then afterwards come to this lecture. Okay, then you can understand all the things, because we are going to the next topic, and that will be Venus. Okay, now you can see that this is the Venus. You can see that it is got the orangish surface in that. Okay, so this is the Venus. You can see it here. It is also the planet, and you have to remember that this is the second planet in our solar system. So whenever the short notes for the planets are asking, you have to state the first statement as that this is the second planet in our solar system, this is the first planet in our solar system. So that's why you got the 1 point. Wherever you want to write the 1 point regarding that, you can write it from there. Okay, whenever you want. So first the short note will be asked of the Venus. So if you remember the sequence, the first part you got it. The first part will be, you can write that this is the second planet in our solar system. Also it will be the neighbor planet of Earth, because it is our neighbor. Okay, because afterwards what planet come? Our Earth's planet. So it is also our neighbor planet, and you can see the animation. This is the Venus planet. Okay, now we'll explore more into the Venus planet, like what happened in this Venus planet. Okay, we are going to explore that. So Venus is the second planet from the sun. I have already told you about that. It completes the one revolution around the sun in 225 days. It means it takes the 225 days to rotate around the sun. Okay, we are taking the 365 days, or we can say that 365 days and 6 hours, while the Venus is completing the one revolution around the sun in only 225 days. You can imagine that it takes a more fastened revolution than Earth, because it is very close to the sun. That's why. Also, if you remember that Mercury is the planet that only takes the 88 days to revolve around the sun. If you remember that, we have seen about that Mercury only takes 88 days. So think about that. It completes the one revolution in 88 days, because it is so much closer to the sun. Okay, so if you think the sequence, then you can imagine or you can visualize that each and every planets now from onwards we are going to take a more time in the revolution, because we are closer to the sun. So that's why we are taking 365 days. Now afterwards we are going to Mars. It will take more times to rotate around the sun. Afterwards it will goes to the Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, and that this is also takes a more rotation. Okay, so it has no moons. Venus rotates from the east to west. Okay, this is the terrestrial planet because it is come before the Mars orbit, so we can say that it is a terrestrial planet. Venus is the closest planet to the Earth. Okay, we can say that it is a closest planet to Earth, and we can say that it is our neighbor planet also. Also, it is the brightest object seen in the night sky, because we can see the Venus from our Earth. Reason is that it is very near to the Earth. So in the night time we can visualize the objects, brightest objects in the Venus. Okay, it is also called as the shining planet. Okay, it will be a shining planet, and it will be nearer to our Earth, and that's why we can visualize that we can see the Venus from our Earth. Okay, It also called morning or evening star because it usually visible only during this time. We can understand that why this happening, because whenever the sunlights come onto that, then it will be sunlight comes onto that the surface of the Venus will get more brightened than the other. Okay, that's why it will be the morning or the evening star. In the evening, we have seen lots of time the sunshine will happen and the sun's light gets reflected. We have seen that types of phenomena during the sunlight or sunshine time or evening time. And so that's why it creates the atmospheric refractions phenomena, and that's why it will be visible during the evening time. And in the morning time, we have seen so far that sunlight, whenever the starting from the sunlight, or we are rotating in the front of the sun, and that's why we are visualizing the Venus. That's why sometimes we can consider it is in a morning or the evening star. It is a silver blue in color and is a hot planet. Okay, it is very hot, and that's why it is a orange color. 1 year takes it means where it completes the one revolution in 225 days. So we can say that it consists the 1 year is equal to 225 days. Okay, in this first lecture, in the second lecture, we have seen that whatever the time taken to the planet to rotate around the sun will be considered as the 1 year. So it will take the 225 days, and that's why it is considered the 1 year for the Venus, not for us. Okay. Temperature is 462 degrees Celsius into daytime. Okay, it means it is very much high temperature. So that's why we cannot live there, because it is a very high temperature are there. We are not living in the 50 degree. Cannot live in the 50 degree Celsius temperature. So how can we live into the 462 degree Celsius temperature? Okay, so that's why it cannot be considered to living there. All the other information we have seen that. Venus is hotter than the Mercury because it has a high carbon dioxide in its atmosphere. That's the most important information, because if you remember where we are studying the Mercury, it only has a 423 degrees Celsius around something, but it consists the 462 degrees Celsius. Mercury is very much closer to the sun, still it has a low temperature than the Venus. And what was the reason? That the reason for the Venus consists the more amount of temperature is because of the carbon dioxide gas is presented in the atmosphere of the Venus. And if you remember that the carbon dioxide will be the main gas to producing the global warming effect. It will create the more temperature, more heating effect in our earth also. So if the carbon dioxide or carbon monoxide gases are present there, it creates the humidity and it creates increasing the temperature level onto that surface. And that's why we can consider that it is very much hotter than the Mercury, because it consists the carbon dioxide gas into the atmosphere. Venus also shows the phases like a moon. We have seen that it is also shows the phases like moon, like we have seen the full moon, new moon, half moon. These types of phenomena we have seen in our moon. So that type of phenomena also will be happen in the Venus. Okay, because of the Earth revolution around the sun. Okay. So here is the Venus. Another time we are seeing that this is very you can see red hot planet. It is a hot planet, and that's why we can see that here is the surface of the all, because it is very much hotter here. Okay, and it has a diameter around the 12,103.6 kilometer. So if you want to remember that information, these are the extra information that I am providing. It has a no moon. Okay, and afterwards we are going to the our best planet. There we are living. Okay, where we are living is the planet that we are now seeing, and that's the beautiful planet in which we are now living, and that's the Earth. You can see that. Okay, so if you see that there is so much brightness in our planet, there is so much effort in our planet, there is so much atmosphere's range. So all the things are present in our beautiful planet Earth, and that's why we are living here. If those things, like you can see or see it in your screen, like the sky, like the mountains, like the waters, like the atmosphere's level is not present here. So it will be chances that we cannot live here, because our atmosphere gives the most of the thing. You can see that it is very much bright in our solar system. Okay, so it is the only planet that consists the life in our solar system, because it has a normal temperature, and it is as a normal point of the distance from the sun. Okay, it is from the normal distance from the sun, because where we are now at a point, we get a normal temperature from the sun. We get the much necessarily temperature that will be necessary to living into our earth. Okay, so we are going to see that points into the topic that earth is the third planet from the sun. As I already told you, the first statement is always be the sequence of the planet in the solar system. Okay, whenever you are writing the short note regarding that, the first part will be on the where the sequence of the planet. Okay, so earth is the third planet. It is the only planet that supports the life. Why it supports the life? Because it consists the normal amount of temperature, normal amount of atmosphere, and that's why we are living here. And also the one thing that will be most important in our solar system, and that will be the ozone layer that present on the outer side of the earth's surface, and that protects the ultraviolet rays that are coming from the sun, and this gives us the very much protection from the ultraviolet radiations. It takes the 365 days and 6 hours, as I already told you. Now if you think that why it takes the 365 days and 6 hours, so after some time, 365 days and 6 hours, each year it gets 365 days, 6 hours, 365 days, 6 hours, 365 days and 6 hours. So after a 4 year, the whole 24 hour is added to our earth rotation, and it makes the 1 day, and that's why we are seeing the leap year in every 4 years. Okay, and that comes the leap date, and that will be the 29th February, and that's why you can see that every 4 years we get the leap year. Okay, the earth takes only 24 hours to complete one rotation. It has only one moon, and that is our moon. The portion of the earth facing the sun at any time has a day. The portion of the earth facing away from the sun will be night. You understand very well, because sun is here. So if you are facing right onto the sun, then you get the daytime, while the other side of the earth gets the night time. When the earth is rotating around the surface, then it gets the daytime and it will get the night time. Okay, so how this daytime and night time will be changed, you can understand now. So 71% of the earth's crust is covered with the water. Terrestrial planet, it is also the terrestrial planet because it consists because it will lies before the Mars orbit, so that's why we can consider it in a terrestrial planet. It gets the normal temperature range into a minus 87 degree to 57 degree Celsius. This minus 87 degree Celsius will comes on the north pole and into the south pole, while in the 57 degree is the normal temperature range where we can live, okay, easily. Going to the next planet, and that will be the Mars. You can see it on your screen that this is the Mars, and this is also the reddish planet in our solar system, and this will be the fourth planet in our solar system, and also we can say that it is the neighboring planet of our Earth. Okay, so we are considering that. Now we are going to discuss on the Mars. Okay, you can see that it is a very much bright, and we are thinking that we can live there also. So if you hear the name that Elon Musk is continuously developing some of the instrument and some of the equipments that can be doing to we can live there, okay, that can do the work, and after some time, if it possible, then we can create the atmosphere there, and then we can live there. Okay, so we are continuously developing that stage, that what happens if the earth dies after some time, because we are creating so much pollution here, we are creating so much disastrous management will be happening here. So that's why we can say that after some time the global warming will be increased, and these types of phenomena will create disaster in our earth. So we have to find the option for that. And what will be the option? The option is you can see on the screen, and this is the option where we can stay if we created the atmosphere there. Okay. So we'll discussing the Mars. So Mars is the fourth planet. Mars completes the one revolution in around the sun in 687 days. We are completing into the 365 days and 6 hours. Okay, as I already told you in the starting of this lecture, the far you goes, the more rotation time will be taken. Okay, Mars is called the red planet because its surface appears to be the red. Okay, Mars has two moons that will be called as the Phobos and the Deimos. Like us, we have only consist the one moon. We have only consist the one natural moon. But Mars has the two moons, and that names are Phobos and Deimos. The Phobos and Deimos are the scientists. They have find the moons of the planet, and that's why they give their name to the moons. Okay, it is small-sized planet, half as the diameter of the Earth. Mars is well visible to the naked eye because it is very nearer to the Earth. So that's why we can consider it into the we can see into the night time or sometime into the daytime. Okay. It is also the terrestrial planet because it still consists before the Mars orbit. Okay, it takes generally 687 days. Okay, and that's why we can consider it is the 1 year for the Mars is the 687 days. Its temperature lies between -214 degrees Celsius to -5 degrees Celsius. So we are still working on that. How can we maintain this temperature? Then afterwards we can go to there and then we can live our life there. Okay, because we have to maintain this temperature. Still the -5 degrees Celsius is not sufficient and not enough comfortable for us that we can live life there. Okay. So here is the extra information regarding the red planet. It means the Mars. Okay, Mars is approximately half the diameter of the Earth. Our Earth has if our Earth has our Earth has the 12,000 kilometers of diameter, then it consists only the half of that. It means 6,000 kilometers of diameter into that. Next is the Jupiter planet. As you can see on your screen, this is the Jupiter. Okay, now these are all the planets we are talking about. Now we'll be considering into the Jovian planet. These are all the planets. Now we are talking about it. It will be called as the Jovian planet because it will come after the Mars orbit, and that's why we have to consider it into the Jovian planet. And they are so much bigger in the size. Okay, and let's discuss about that. Jupiter is the fifth planet, and Jupiter is the largest planet in the solar system. Generally, it is very large, that 1,800 Earth will be as same to the one Jupiter. So, if our Earth has a multiply by 1,800, then if one planet created, and that will be equal to the one Jupiter. So, it gives us the information that it is so much bigger in the size. Okay. Jupiter is made mainly of hydrogen and helium. Jupiter has about the 63 known moons. Okay, where we are going to see only a few of the moons of that, because it has a 63 moon. Like we have only one, Mars has only two, where the Jupiter consists the 63 moons into their surface. And Jupiter's four larger moons are called Europa, Callisto, and Ganymede. Gas planets, it is also the gas planet. 1 year for the Uranus 1 year for the Jupiter is 4,331 Earth days. So it takes so much longer time than Earth and the Mars and Mercury and Venus. Okay, because it takes 4,331 Earth days to complete the one revolution around the sun. Generally, its temperature is minus 148 degrees Celsius. It rotates the fastest among the all planets. Okay, it will rotate much more faster. All the Jovian planets are now we are seeing is doing a faster rate revolution into the surfaces. Let's discuss the Saturn planet. This is the most beautiful planet in our solar system because it consists the rings that you can see it here. Okay, these are the rings that will be presented around the Saturn, and this is gives the much more beautiful scenario and scene to the Saturn. And this will be okay. We'll discuss the Saturn. Saturn is the 6th planet in solar system. Saturn is the second biggest planet after the Jupiter, because Jupiter is still a bigger planet, and this is the second biggest planet in our solar system. Saturn is also made mainly of the hydrogen and helium, and that's why it looks very beautiful. Okay, the most distinguishing feature of the Saturn is well developed system of the colorful ring. There are 31 moons orbiting the Saturn. The largest moon of Saturn is called the Titan. If you think these types of question will be asked in the government examination, that what is the largest moon of the Saturn, and there are 4 MCQs given of the Phobos, Deimos, Titan, and sometimes it will be given the another moon. So then you have to tick the Titan. It will be the true answer for that. Okay, so these types of questions sometimes will be asked in the examination. So if you have to remember that. And the rings around the Saturn are made up of the frozen gases, water, ice, and rocks. Okay, there are 7 flat rings that will be surrounding around the Saturn. Okay, its temperature lies between minus 178 degrees Celsius. Okay, so it is very far away from the sun, and that's why it consists the very low temperature into their surfaces. Now we are going to the further away from the sun, and that's why it takes and that's why it creates the temperature into the minus degrees. Okay, and that's why the temperature is going to fallen down each and every planet now. Okay, this is the Uranus. We are seeing that it has a very brightish color. Okay, you can see it on your screen, and afterwards the second animation will come to your screen, and that will be Neptune. We are going to see both the planets. So if you see, this is a very brightish planet in our solar system. Okay, here it is the Neptune. Okay, now we will discuss both the planets, Uranus and Neptune. We are discussing both the planet. So Uranus is the 7th planet. Uranus is the second coldest planet because it is very far away from the sun. Like Saturn, Uranus has a system of rings. It also consists the rings around the surface. Saturn has at least the 27 moon. Okay, it is medium-sized planet of the solar system, gas planet, and it is also the windy planet because there is so much wind is flown onto onto that planet. It takes generally 30,687 days to complete the one revolution around the sun, and its temperature lies to minus 2060 degree to at least 10 degrees Celsius. Okay, and this is the last planet that we are seeing, that is called as the Neptune. Okay, so Neptune is the 8th planet in the solar system. It is quite far away but still can be spotted with the small telescope. Neptune has generally the 4 rings. Okay, 1 year for the Neptune is considering as the 16,190 Earth days. So it takes us so much long duration to complete one revolution around the sun. Generally, its temperature lies between minus 240 degrees Celsius to minus 50 degrees Celsius. Okay, this is the temperature range, and here we can finish all the planets, and you have to write the short note on each and every planet. Okay, so in today's homework you have to write a short note on all the planets. Okay, so in each and every short note you have to write at least the 5 points for that, and if you want to draw the figure of that planet you can draw it. Okay, so that's it for today. Thank you very much for reading this lecture. If you had any kind of doubt, you can ask me personally on WhatsApp. Okay, till then, bye bye everyone, and take care of yourself.